Good morning. We're working on the worksheet today, exponents and exponential functions. All right. Along the top, the first batch of them, I had you work on your own because I know you've seen these before. Hold on a minute. Hello? He wasn't here. Okay, bye. He's not here. Okay. All right. So what does it mean if it's 3 with a 2 for an exponent? Yes, Sam?
It's going to go 3 times 3 twice.
3 times 3, or you use 3 as a factor twice, and then what do we get for an answer? 9. Okay. Jerry, what does it mean in number 2?
Oh, I was looking at my
Yes, binoculars may be helpful.
Alright. So 2 to the 3rd power is 8.
And how'd you get that?
Because it's 2 times 2 times 2.
Oh, great. Whoops. So are you in agreement with Jerry?
Yep.
Okay, so we kind of know how to work those exponents. Number 3, Christian, what do you get for an answer in number 3?
16. What? I read the wrong one. Oh crap, that's not 3.4. That's 1. Never mind.
Okay, so you read it as a decimal, that's fine. So 4 times 4 is 16, and now he sees. Okay, it gets a little more complicated in number 4. Oscar, what do you think we need to do first?
The exponent.
The exponent first, PEMDAS, powers, and then exponents, all right? So we've got 9 plus 5, and now what do we do? Now we add. So 5 plus 9 is 14. So that one, there were 2 things to do. We do it in 2 steps. Do the exponents first. Okay, negative 5 minus, we already said 3 squared is 3 times 3 or 9. Now we're going to go keep, change, change. Negative 5 plus negative 9 is?
Negative 14.
Negative 14. Are we good to there? All right. Now, what it tells us to do is rewrite as positive exponents. The way that you rewrite this as a positive exponent, a negative exponent means move it to the other side of a fraction. And all of these are not fractions yet, so that would mean put a 1 on top and bring the 5 squared down. So that negative 2 means you can square this 5 if you put it on the bottom of a fraction. Don't square it yet. Put it on the bottom of a fraction, and then you're going to go 5 times 5, but on the bottom of the fraction. So this is 1 over 25. So if I rewrite this as a positive exponent, I put a 1, I put a 3, and I put a positive 2. And then it's going to be 1 over 3 times 3, or 1/9. Rewriting this as a positive exponent, 1 over 2 cubed. And we already know what 2 cubed is. What's 2 times 2 times 2?
8. 1 over 8.
Thank you. Please do 9, 10, and 11 at your desk. 9, 10, and 11 at your desk. Okay, number 9. Andy, how would you rewrite that?
I did 1 over 8 to the first power. I'm going to call it
Good. Thank you. Isabella, how would you rewrite this one?
It would just be 1.
1 over 1 to the 10, and that equals 1. No matter how many times you multiply 1 times itself. Okay? And now we have this last one. Ernesto, how would we rewrite this? Oh, did you just get here? Sorry. Brian.
1 over 3 to 4.
Okay, we didn't have 3 to the 4 yet, so we're going to need to go 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, or 9 times 9, 81. All right, go ahead and do 12 through 17, please. 12 through 17.
Is your Aries to your liking, Sonny?
What?
Is your Aries doing
Oh, yeah.
good? Nice. That's good. But that's good. I mean, this is a hard class.
That's supposed to be. She
Right.
just has it.
Why is this one easy?
Because one day we were messing around and
Okay, so what do you gotta do to make that grade go higher?
You just have to wait, and then she's going to slowly put it up as the year goes by. As the year goes by.
Oh, she does a daily score,
Yeah.
or every once in a while score.
Yeah, but Brody was never on his phone. He was always participating.
Okay, but you know what to do to look like a model student, yes?
yeah, I know.
We're letting That's all it takes.
Promise.
There's something wrong with him.
16. Do you have a break?
Oh, you can. Good. But what you also want to do is focus, pay attention. If you can't see that, just move forward and just want to get back to that.
All right, it looks like we're close. Most people have that. Let's see, number 12. Christopher B., what do you have for 12?
Number 49.
Thank you. Number 13. Anna, what do you have for 13? Thank you. Kenya, what do you have for 14?
14, 1 over 4.
Thank you. And Guillermo, 15.
118.
Thank you. And I have trouble seeing Molly. What do you have for 16?
116.
Thank you. And let's see. This one's a hard one. Who wants it? Mr. Amick.
1 over 625.
Do we agree with him?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, let me see how our time is. We have time to keep going on them. All right. Now, looking at our directions. And I'm going to make it bigger so we can focus on one thing at a time. Graph each exponential function using a table with positive and negative numbers. Here's what we're going to do to graph with the table. We're going to make a table where we have an x. Well, you can't see that. There we go. We have an x and a line. On the other side of the y equals, we have a 2 raised to the x. That's the next thing we'll write in our table. And we'll leave space because we're going to have to do a little work right there. And then over here, the last thing will be the y. Now, we want to use positive and negative numbers. So good ones to pick in most cases are something like 2, 1, 0. I say most cases because that kind of centers things around the middle of this graph. As long as you have a graph that's centered, those are good. And they're easy-ish to work with. What that means is we just randomly picked x's. Somewhat strategic, but we had choice. Then we take those x's that we've chosen and we're going to replace them into our function. 2 raised to the 2. 2 raised to the 2 is 2 squared, that's 4. Now that's kind of one problem. Now I'm going to go 2 raised to the 1. Each step of the way I'm starting with 2 as a base. And whatever the x we've chosen is, that's the exponent for that step. So 2 to the 1 is a 2. Who knows what 2 to the 0 is?
0.
It's 1.
Oh.
Any number raised to the 0 power is 1. Okay. Then we have 2 to the negative 1.
2.
No? 1 over 2. Good. And now the last one, this is 2 raised to the negative 2. That's 1 over 2 squared, or 1 over 4, yes? Okay, so how do we graph that? I look at my biggest and smallest numbers for x. Looks like I could go 1 by 1 for squares. I look at my biggest and smallest numbers for y. Again, I have enough room on my y-axis to get to my biggest and smallest numbers. So the first point I'm going to put is where x is 2 and y is 4. X is 2, 1, 2, y is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second point I'm going to put is where x is 1 and y is 2. 1 positive up 2. The next point I'm going to put is where x is 0, y is 1. Here's 0 for x, 1 for y. That's the y-intercept. Then, when x is negative 1, y is 1/2. Here's negative 1 on the x. 1/2 will be halfway up, or between two boxes. And then, when x is negative 2, that's right here, y is 1/4. That's going to be hard to do. I'm just going to try and make it so that you can see it's not on the line, but it's a little bit lower than this. So I've got enough to kind of see that curve. This is one of those that goes... What do we call that shape? What kind of function is this? Exponential. And I can remember that by recognizing the shape. Also, one of the key to exponentials is the x, or the variables in the function, or in the exponent. All right? Now, next one over. Let's see how to make this table. I bet you for some of these other ones, you're going to need more space for your tables. All right? I'm going to pause these guys and pass out more paper. If you like lined paper, go ahead and get out lined paper. I'm going to pass out blank paper.